Hey, my friend, I want to share with you my 2025 review and direct mail marketing, what worked, what didn't work, what mistakes I made, how I'm going to be moving in 2026. And at the end, I want to tell you about my number one direct mail system that just really surprised me. I wasn't really focused on it, but it really surprised me. So let me hurry up and get this first and then tell you about that system, because that is the type of system that I suggest and recommend that you should be running for your direct mail business. Okay? So, first of all, what didn't work, and once you know what didn't work, you know what will work. So I had divided attention, and I'm being very hard on myself. I don't have anyone to be hard on me, so this is what I would do for my students and their parents. I had divided attention. There were three direct mail systems that I told you all about. Okay. And the reason why there was a third one is because the first two, the people that I was attracting were already either in those direct mail systems, or they've tried them and it didn't work for them for whatever reason. They were working for me, great, but for whatever reason it wasn't working for them. So instead of me focusing on figuring out how to focus on beginners who want to start direct mail, or people who are interested in direct mail and had never heard of those two direct mail systems, I didn't do that. All right. And so I focused on, let me start a third one. And divided attention just won't work for me. I do see other people, and I'm like, how are they doing that? They're in like 10 or 15 different direct mail systems, and I'm just not cut out for it with my work schedule. And I'm not even sure if I didn't have a work schedule, I don't think that I would be able to focus on that many um, direct mail systems, because even the three by October, I was frazzled. October 25, I was like, oh, this is too much. So I had divided attention, which naturally means that I will have focus attention. Because what I was doing, I was focusing on what I wanted to work on, an idea that I hadn't pulled down to practicality or implementation wise. So I was so focused on that, I was missing my number one system, which I'm so excited that it was still working for me behind the scenes. So excited. And I'm going to get to that here in a minute. So divided attention, no more. Focusing on what doesn't work, no more. I'm going to focus on what does work, 2026. Also, for direct mail programs and even digital type systems, not programs, but systems, I always go to the $500 level. Okay. I'm very comfortable with that. So it's not a problem being comfortable with that. But because I was in that comfortable zone, I missed out on some leveled up commissions. I also missed out on some leveled up relationships with people, because you know they're still with me. People that I worked really hard on mailing postcards on a monthly basis, but I missed the mark on not being at a higher transformational level. Does that make sense? So 500, no problem, because it positions you to earn 25 up to $350. No problem. No one's complaining about that in 2025, right? However, I did miss out on some leveled up, some quantum leap income is what I would call it. So you already know what I'm going to do in 2026. I have to level up to transformational levels. I have to renew my mind. I have to get in alignment with Rhonda. You've been at this comfortable frequency level for a while. It's time for you to level up. So that's what I will be doing in 2026 as well. Okay. And before I get to my number one direct mail system, I will also be releasing a product. Working on that right now. I want to make it direct mail, but I also want to make it where it's digital. So some of the wonderful people that I've met who live outside of the USA, they can get an opportunity if they want. No pressure one way or another. But I do think about those things, because I heard several times when I would send emails, that would be great if I lived in the USA. So that lets me know that there's a few people or more that are watching that don't live within the US, so they can't do direct mail. All right. Even though this is mainly focused on direct mail, I do want to, and I won't have a divided attention, but I do want to do something for international. Okay. So I will be releasing a product direct mail, and I definitely will be releasing a product that's digital in nature. Okay. Okay. So here we go at the 5 minute mark. My number one system, let me tell you how it works. It's low ticket. So this is the system. It's low ticket, $50. But for that $50, you get a full-fledged direct mail business. You get 200 postcards, 200 leads, right? Okay. For $50, which is great. Then when you get that welcome kit and all of your materials for your full-fledged direct mail business, there's a form in there where you can upgrade to phase two. Now, what I started noticing by November, so you see how I missed the mark. I noticed by November that the majority of people are upgrading to phase two. And then when I talked to a few people that I was able to meet and we're on a texting basis, I asked them about it and they were like, oh, I can upgrade to phase two. It was just one mention. Have you thought about upgrading to phase two? And I don't have it in front of me. But another thing that, I'm just going to write this. Another thing is when you get it, most people, I said that, upgrade to phase two, which is phenomenal. So that is a type of system that you want for offline and online. You want a system that it doesn't cost a lot, but it's giving you a lot of value. You can really hit the ground running with it. And then there is an opportunity within that to upgrade, to receive more value. Yes. And that's what you want to do. That's what you want to do online. You want to send people someplace, it's not bank breaking, but they're able to get in there and then they see the value, right? And then they upgrade. So that's like the system. So another thing about this system is the marketing materials are low cost. The postcards, the leads, even the stamps, low cost. So that means that if your cost is low, you can order more marketing materials and you can mail more. Okay, you can mail more. Another thing too, I didn't pay attention, but when you refer or talk to other people who want to start a direct mail business, you're earning 70% in the phase two. So, wow. You know what I mean? Wow, 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 wow. So, with that being said, moving forward in 2026, I will be focusing on my number one direct mail system. The other two, I'm going to have to reassess those. But I do know that when you come into my page, you're going to see number one. And if you're already working that direct mail system, let's continue to stay in touch. Maybe we can work together down the road, or maybe we just need to encourage one another. All right. But I'm going to have one focused attention. I'm going to focus on a system that works. I'm recapping now. I'm going to level up. I'm no longer going to be in my comfort zone. And we'll be releasing a product, working on that. And 2026 will be the year of my mindset's going to be transformation. And now I'll tell you, if you're still here, thank you so much. It's a rather long video. However, when I looked at my number one direct mail system, here's what people are asking. And here's what people are asking no matter what product or service you have, that people want to use that product or service to start their business. They want to know, does it work? Can I do it? Right? Does it work? Can I do it? Mm-hmm. Can I afford it? Yeah. Does it work? Can I do it? They're asking those type of questions. And so this number one system also let me know that it is easy and you can get more information about this system online, or you can get information about the system offline. But since I'm talking to you online, there are two links in the video description if you want to learn more. No pressure one way or another. That's one thing that I won't do is pressure. One, it takes you right to the number one system and you can sign up. The second one, you can get on my email list. And so as soon as you put in your name and information, you're going to go to my page and you're going to see number one. And so two things will happen there. You can sign up there, or you can just be on my email list. Okay. That's about all I have. So 2025 was a great learning experience for me. I learned what worked, what didn't work. I learned where I missed the mark. And I'm not going to condemn myself in that area. I'm just going to level up and be better and learn from my mistakes. Yes, and yes. So, if you're a person where we connected in 2025, I bid you much success, many blessings. And just as I'm encouraging myself to stay focused, to not have divided attention, I encourage you to do the same. I believe that there is transformation in plain old boring consistency. Yes, and yes. All right. So many blessings. I will be back another time.